Did you say you had a partner as well? You had a husband,
Yeah.
you said, I'm sure.
Yes, Brian.
Yeah, so what does he say?
Okay, so he was the tricky one. So
Oh. Hello, guys, and welcome to series 2 of Boys with Dolls. So, welcome, and today we are interviewing Michael, and here is his interview. Check it out. Boys can play with dolls, that's true. We're not just freaks of nature who playing with dolls will help us through. Boys can play with dolls.
my name is Michael. I am from New York, born and raised in Phoenix, New York. I live in Syracuse right now, though.
Awesome, brilliant. New York is definitely on my places of where I want to go. So it is definitely on my list. So I will get there at some point. Brilliant. Michael, thank you so much and welcome to the show. So this is actually the first episode of season 2. So
Oh,
you're the first one for that. So there we go. Okay, so let's get on with the questions, Michael. So we're going to start off with the main question is, when did you know you wanted to start, when did you know you wanted to collect dolls?
mm, so I've always liked dolls, even when I was a kid. The idea of it being like a long time collection hobby
Mhm.
wasn't really something that was even like mentally introduced to me until probably about like 5 or 6 years ago. I'm like 30, but it was probably right as like COVID started, I think. I
Right,
follow quite a few YouTubers who have always collected, and I never really thought like, oh, hey, that's something I could do too.
right, okay, right. So did you say you collected from a young age or literally just within COVID?
Within COVID as a collection, but I've always
Right.
like played with dolls.
Yeah.
It was always a running joke between me and my mom, like, oh no, when I'm like 14, I'll stop playing with dolls. Oh no, when I'm 16. Oh no, when I'm 18. But it was always
Right.
just like play line. So everything, I had a massive Polly Pocket collection as a kid. And
Yeah.
then I also really loved Barbies growing up.
Cool. Brilliant. Oh, awesome. Yeah, no, everyone starts with Barbie, right? Because it's obviously the go-to doll back in, our sort of age, our sort of era, as you want
Hmm.
to call it, is, it was Barbie, wasn't it? Because we didn't have as many brands to choose from. Like now, it's crazy,
Hmm.
isn't it? There's so many different brands. And like back then, I think, yeah, I remember Barbie and even possibly like Disney had just started releasing like, good quality dolls. But yeah, no, totally understand. Everyone starts off with Barbie. But anyway, this leads me on to my next question. So, which was your first ever doll? Can you remember?
So that's hard. I think I want to say, honestly, I think it was like one of the old school, like think 70s, 80s era, like the porcelain face, like cloth body baby dolls. I'm pretty
Okay,
sure that's like my youngest memory of like having like a dolly kind of idea.
right,
If it wasn't necessarily that, it was definitely just like a soft cloth like body doll. I had
right.
this, I remember there's this one that I had, oh god, we're talking like when I was 3 or 4, so this is like prepossessive, like
Yeah,
before even memories were a thing. But I
yeah, no,
had
that's cool. Go back as far as you can.
this tiny like blue bodied cloth doll. I don't have it anymore, unfortunately.
No,
I lost it when I was like 10 or 11, totally distraught. Even thinking back on it now, I'm like, it's one of the things, my biggest regrets is that I
I
did not,
know.
I wasn't like, I don't know, I didn't take care of my things when I was younger. It was just like material objects and like just play pretend toys. And it's like now I look back and I'm like, if there's some things I could have, I would love most of my dolls back.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to this. I had my like going back to my first ever doll was a little tiny, it had a plastic head, plastic arms, plastic legs, yarn hair. She was about this big. She had no clothes, but it was like a cloth body, like you said.
Yeah.
And she had little molded on little trainers. And she was my favorite doll ever. And you know what? I lost her so many times, and I was so lucky because like a family member would find at their house because I took her
Good.
everywhere. But what's really sad, and I totally relate to you, is that it is sad when we've lost our like favorite dolls from back in the day, and wouldn't it be
Mm-hmm.
amazing, like, to have them now? I mean, obviously, if I could have got like a replica, like, you know, another one, I would
Mm-hmm.
have. But the thing is, I searched everywhere for this doll, and like I put on loads of groups on Facebook,
Yep.
and no one knows what it is. So I definitely feel your pain about that.
Like you Google just like the vaguest to specific terms, and it's just like you still get like 500 plus
Yeah,
doll cloth body,
yeah,
molded shoes, porcelain face, and it's like,
yeah. I know. It's such a shame, isn't it? Because we can never truly, really find, you know, sometimes it's so difficult to find those dolls again, you know,
Mhm.
unless you know the brand name. And I honestly have searched, you know, so
Yes.
I
And especially
totally
we're
relate to
talking
you.
80s, 90s, it's like those kind of dolls were like a dime a dozen. Everybody was making something toy line, play line at that point.
Yeah. And like you said, it wasn't necessarily a brand, you know, it could have been like a bootleg sort of thing, or, you know, a
Mm-hmm.
copy, because she, you know, the doll I'm talking about, she had like the teardrop eyes, which is obviously Precious Moments sort of doll,
Yes.
but she's not a Precious Moments doll. So I'm like, I kind of, I've given up, and, you know, I've kind of tried to put it behind me as best
Mm-hmm.
I can. But okay, so Michael, what is your, okay, so we've got two questions in one here. So which is your favorite doll? And if funds were totally unlimited, which doll would you have to have in your collection?
So I guess as far as a Grail doll, I actually already have my Grail doll. I saved up for her for like ages. It's the, so I collect mainly like BJDs, and then like the Volk Smart Doll style right now.
Hi. Yeah.
And I can remember as far back as maybe like, I want to say that it's a La Belle de Jour doll by Marta Black. And I think she started sculpting her when I was like 17, 18. And I just remember being so intrigued. Her name's Ondine. She's got purple skin. She's sitting on the table right here. She's the doll that I lost the fight with because I can't find her doll stand, but she's big.
Can we see her?
And so this is Ondine.
Oh, wow.
She is my baby. So I saved up for her for probably about like 3-ish years. Once I got into the hobby and realized it was like a thing I could do,
Yeah.
I tracked this doll down. Could not remember for the life of me who she was,
Okay.
but thankfully, La Belle de Jour doll, she has a pretty active Instagram still and Facebook page. I think I found her through, oh God, what is the YouTuber? Moon and Sea Poppies, and oh God, I'm totally spacing. I feel so bad because I'm friends with her too. But
She's got a lovely face.
yes. So her face up is based off a makeup look that my husband did years ago. So my
Yeah.
husband Brian, he was a very like aspiring makeup artist back in the day. He's got arthritis now, so he can't do it much. But
Right.
this look, the eyes specifically, with the way that like the almost like solar like halo look. It was used for inspiration in a New York Fashion Week like line. The Instagram artist gave him a shout out, so I decided kind of give her a little bit of a Brian-esque zhuzh. And
Mm.
the thing that like really stuck in my memory about this doll is the upside down pouty heart lip. Like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
such a unique.
Yeah.
I love her so much. She's so
Yeah.
pretty.
Oh,
And just the hands.
oh,
They're just,
awesome.
there's so much detail in
So
her.
much detail. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
she is your favorite doll, and she's your Grail doll that you've always wanted.
Yep. I started off
Awesome.
big.
So you don't even need to look for any more, right?
I mean, I probably will. It's
Yeah, of course.
let me see. So as far as other favorites, secondary Grail, the one that is like past, present, future. So this bubblegum blue boy here, his name is Bomb. He's
He's
from
cute.
EB Dolls. Oh, which direction am I going? There we go. So he originally launched with a really pretty bubblegum pink color that
Okay.
artist has said she's never doing again. I fell in love with his sculpt because she did a mock-up, or sorry, they did a mock-up um, where they had, while the body was disassembled, um, they did like the, God, why am I? brain farting right now, like spray painting, airbrushing.
Oh, okay.
They made him look like a panda bear, and he was
Oh,
like a vanilla creamy color and pink, and I just was so enamored.
he's like, I need to have him. He's
Yeah.
really cool. He's quite big as well, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the first time I think I've seen one of those. So yeah, that's really nice.
Oh yeah,
I'm
bomb.
loving the rest of your collection there, just having a quick nose through.
Yeah.
Awesome. Brilliant. Okay, Michael. Thanks for sharing those with us. So this next question is what is your experience with your family and friends about your doll collecting?
Mm, so growing up, my mom was very encouraging, as was like both of my grandmothers. Every Christmas or birthday, it would be some random doll, some little
Oh, that's
cute
nice.
trinket. I've always just liked fashion and stuff. I've sewn most of their outfits myself, which is really why I got into it, because just kind of a time waster during the whole pandemic business.
Yeah.
But pretty positive for the most part. I know, so like growing up in the 90s, obviously there was a lot society had to do to work through old school like toxic masculinity mindsets. Um I've always been like, even from a younger age, my parents always knew I was like a little bit outside the like relative norm of like
Hmm.
what it means to be a boy.
Hmm.
I would always do things like put t-shirts on my head to pretend I had long hair. I would
I did that as well. I did
and
that as
even now
well.
as an adult, I try to grow my hair out, and it's just, this is about as long as it gets before
Right.
it's broken. But pretty decent. I think the person mainly who I had to kind of work through growing into adulthood was just my dad. But that's just because I think every parent's worst fear is like the worst possible outcome for their kid.
Mm,
And I think for my dad, it was more of a protective mindset more than
right.
anything. He's
Yeah.
always been very open-minded. Even growing up, he had friends, we're talking like the 60s, 70s, who were like quietly like in the alphabet mafia, so to speak. And more protective for him, but very
Yeah.
encouraging. Getting back into it as an adult, it was also just as encouraging. When I told
Okay.
my mom, she asked me prices for things, and I'm like, I don't really want to. I'm spending too much money on things that are like not bills or like necessities.
Yeah.
And she honestly was just like me. She's like, if it makes you happy, I just want to know why it is it took you so long.
Oh, really? Oh, that's really
Yeah.
awesome. And like
Yes.
as well, I love the fact about this is another one you see. There's a few of you that have said this about the grandmothers,
Hmm.
the grannies. I like mine are like, I mean, they're both past now, but I'll never
Same.
forget their encouragement
Hmm.
of my doll hobby. They were always so, there with it and totally
Hmm.
understood it and would talk to me about it for ages. So,
Grands are
it's
always
a
just
met.
like willing to vibe with like their kiddos about the stuff that they like.
Yeah, yeah, and it's nice because they just, they love to take interest, because you're the grandchild, really, and I think
Hmm.
that's what it's about. So yeah,
Yes.
no, that's awesome. Did you say you had a partner as well? You had a husband, you
Yeah.
said, I'm sure.
Yes, Brian.
Yeah. So what does he say?
Okay, so he was the tricky one. So
Oh.
obviously, because we share our lives together, we pay the bills together, everything's 50
Mm-hmm.
50. We go very much so partnership of equals. He was kind of a hard cookie to crack about it because of the price tag for most of them.
Right.
Playline dolls, so things like I have most of what I was doing this morning, we just moved, was me unpacking these guys behind me. I have probably about another box and a half of just like Playline dolls. So like Barbies, Bratz dolls, Monster High, things like that. Those he didn't really care because it's like, oh, 20, $30, who cares? Even if it was like, oh, $50 like limited edition, it's like licensed something,
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
just like save up for like a week or two, it's fine.
Yeah.
And then 2020 came and we got the God, what were they even calling it? The stimulus checks or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And our bills were paid. It was honestly like the most comfy we've been financially, and it kind of helped us start like a savings fund. But I kind of breached the topic of, I'm like, listen, there's this company. I really want to get into doll collecting. Like, it's just this one.
Of
And
course, it's the one.
I lied.
Absolutely.
He knew I lied.
Yeah.
And so it's just because now our running joke is like, no, I'm done with buying dolls for a while. And then it's like 2 weeks later, I'll be like, babe, there's a doll that's like on pre-order, and like I want to get into like just a little layaway. It's fine. He's
And
like,
I have to have it.
yeah, I have to have it.
I have to have it.
So like at first he was very like, okay, you can just like do the one, it's fine. And then like it was like a month or two later, and I'm like, but like maybe. I think what brought him into the fold of being okay with it was that he saw what how much inspiration I got from it. Dolls have always been like a creative outlet for me. I watched a few of your other interviews, and like you touched on the playing when we're children, like we do play skits and stuff. And I went to school for theater, so I was like sewing, creating stories in my head when I was a kid. That was always the thing. It was like literally I was so antisocial, but I would just socialize with my dolls essentially.
Yeah.
Like Jerry Springer style, like Barbie and wrestlers like fighting it out, or like Laura Croft, or like Resident Evil zombie apocalypse, Silent Hill horror stuff.
Yeah. That's the best way to play with them, right?
Oh yeah. So for these ones, these are the first 4 that I got. One of them, for people who may not know, so Smart Dolls, they're similar to Volks. They vinyl, but 3 of them that I have are now the discontinued Cortex material, which is like a hard, like it's like almost like they're Barbie grade plastic, heavy duty. Like you okay, not that I like err on the side of violence typically, but you could throw one at someone and probably do some damage.
Really?
More than all. Don't do it. But because I like sewing, I didn't want to start off with soft vinyl bodies and then not have like patterns made for my dolls and then possibly damage them. The Cortex is super forgiving, which is nice. So what is it? This one, Oceana. So she was my first baby. I love her. I made the mistake of putting her arm backwards once, and it cracked, which is where I learned why they discontinued the material. Yeah, it's fine. I super glue. It's okay. But the other 2 that I have, they're both, so this is Tea Mirai and this is Coco Mirai. They were the like build it yourself kits. That's where I won my husband over into the doll thing, because he came out and like, I've never done anything with modeling. You know, like respectfully, I'm going to say the gay audacity of, you know what, I'm going to see it, I'm going to watch some things, I'm going to do that thing. And he comes into our kitchen, and he knew it was coming, but he works nights, so it was probably like 4:30, 5 o'clock, and he comes out, and I'm like halfway through the project. I'm getting really frustrated because like I'm not a lot of dexterity in my hands, and just like popping the pieces together took some gumption.
Wow.
And but I built the first one, and for me, the thing that got him with it, I was like, well, hon, I'm making it myself, so they keep it on a discount. Like, I kind of got it. Like, it's a limited time offer. I don't. It's just this one. I don't need any more. I don't want any dolls in the future. It's just these.
Yeah, been there. Yeah, I always have the last one.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I obviously I'm mainly a Disney collector, but obviously I am a huge Smart Doll fan myself.
Oh, she's gorgeous. Is that a Monday?
Yeah, so this is I've got 8 Smart Dolls now. And Monday's always been, she was my first, and she's pretty much my favorite. I just love that face, like, yeah. And Monday is so versatile. She can wear any wig, and you know, there's some that you put on, you like, and that doesn't work, but she's like, she can be a blonde, she can be, you know, she kind of works everything. So yeah,
what gets me with Monday is I love when he first launched her, because it's the thing with Smart Dolls. I love them, and they're customizable, mix and match the heads and whatnot. They're not that, like, they are in color tone versatile, but the face sculpts, they're all based off, basically, it's like, here's one unique face sculpt, we're going to make a few dolls for it. Monday was the one where it launched, and I was like, oh no, I promised myself I wouldn't get another Smart Doll. Like, I wanted to branch into other dolls, but Monday is the one where I'm like, oh, because like, throw some freckles on her. Like, she literally looks like Ariel. She is a Disney princess, so I can get.
I guess maybe that was why I gravitated towards Monday then more, because obviously, like you said, you know, if she gives you that vibe, maybe that's what I kind of seen. I mean, maybe if mine was in cinnamon, she definitely would be a bit more Ariel. I had the tea one because I liked the tan skin. But I think, yeah, I think you're right. I think a cinnamon with a red wig would be Ariel. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's
No.
like
Awesome.
Ariel, who's been on the shoreline for like a few days, and she's just gotten some like honey-kissed skin. It's
She's
fine.
got a little bit of honey-kissed skin. I need to get a red wig. I've been meaning to do it, but again, it's just getting around to do it.
Yes.
Okay, Michael. So this next question is a bit of a sensitive one. So
Okay.
this is: was you bullied for collecting dolls? And if so, do you remember your worst experience?
Was I bullied? Oh, I mean, truth be told, I was bullied just for existing growing up. I grew
Right.
up in a very, how do I put it respectfully? Because the times have changed, but things were very different in the 90s. It was a
Mm-hmm.
very white centric community that I was in. I think honestly, there may have been like one like black person of color in my school until I was
Mm-hmm.
like in high school. So I was like the closest second. I'm Puerto Rican. So I just have like a nice olive undertone. So like growing up, like as far as dolls went, I don't probably like show and tell, like I'd bring dolls and stuff, and like
Okay.
those are for girls kind of just
Yeah.
BS. But no, not too much, I don't think. I think it was more
No.
just for just the genetic lotto win that I am was more what I was bullied for. But
Yeah. Yeah.
kids are kind of ruthless about things when it comes to
Um,
being different. I think now that we are aging out of having children being raised by like as respectfully as I can put it, because they are
mhm,
problematic. The older generation, I think now that we have more open-minded Gen Xers and millennials raising the little ones,
Yeah.
kids are so like, oh, you play with dolls? That's totally cool.
Yeah.
I have dolls
Yeah.
too. Or like, oh, you've got two dads. Oh, you've got two moms. Oh,
Yeah.
you're like not mixed family, but you know what I mean. I don't
Yeah.
know the
Yeah.
PC term for that, but
No, and yeah, I agree with
blended,
you.
blended
They
family.
are a lot more, you know, like accepting now
Mm-hmm.
because of everything that's going on in the world, and everyone is I mean, some of it's gone too far, and then other things are really positive, you
Yes.
know. But yeah, no, I can definitely see that, which is good. I think it's brilliant that, and obviously with like me doing this, I do it on TikTok and stuff. It's obviously, it's showing people it's okay, boys can play with dolls as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Um, okay, so for this next question, we'll see if you can do this. So, what's your most strangest thing in your collection?
Just like tiny cute things.
Oh, that's cool.
I think it's an Ewok. And then
Yeah.
I found this on Etsy.
Oh wow, I've seen those.
A
They
smart
are
doll bag
awesome.
for my smart dolls. And
Ah,
then
that's
I
so
went one
cool.
step
And for anyone that doesn't
forward.
know, I think I've got one here. So Smart Doll does come in a big keep
Mm-hmm.
calm and carry a Smart Doll bag. So that's the little one that has been sold.
So
So I
the
think
one
they
step
are.
forward beyond that, because I was like, well, I have the bag. Now I need to find like a mini smart doll for my smart dolls.
Yeah.
So I scoured on Etsy and I found this one. Um, Forgive the
Oh,
dual nudity, but she tiny BB. I haven't done
right,
anything with her because I've just been so nervous to do things with like face ups, and probably making the
right.
wig for this tiny little thing would be super easy. But I tried sewing for her, and she's such a small scale. I already
She's
struggle with
tiny.
sewing things for shoulders. I don't know what it is. Shoulders are the bane of my existence for sewing,
Right.
but just this tiny, cute little, yeah. And I just
Little
like,
doll to go. That is actually a really good strangest thing, because no one's shown us that before, and it is something different. But I love the fact that it is a reason for it. Like, obviously it's a smart doll bag, and obviously it's a smart doll for the smart dolls, because I have even been tempted to get dolls for my. Yeah, it looks awesome. It's really cool. It's really you can take so many like really cool pictures though, do you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
definitely
Yes.
brilliant, definitely strange, love it. Okay, so this question, your husband's gonna love this next question.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if I love this question. That makes me
So
nervous.
if
Okay.
he's watching, hi, get ready. Which doll do you want next?
Oh God. See, that's tricky because I'm
I
not
apologize
entirely
if I've got you
sure.
into any trouble.
No, you're okay. Well, no, because he knows I've been itching for another one. I've been really good this year. I think last year I was kind of on like a decline of purchasing, and I was more just like waiting out for pre-orders. Like on Dean, I waited for like I think a good like 14 months for. There was her face up was literally like held captive for like over a year. The doll artist felt so bad. She was such a sweetheart. But I think honestly where is she? Up top. So this little noodle here, I got
She's
her
cute.
one of my college friends who I forgot collected dolls, and we stayed
Right.
connected on Facebook, and she downsized from like I think 8 dolls to about 4 or 5.
Okay.
So she's currently my only Volks doll. I
Right.
think I want another one. I like the posability of them. The vinyl is so soft. And I'm a huge anime nerd. And I think I finished up season 1 of Spy Family. And they're making, I don't think she's released yet, but like a whole new doll sculpt for the body for the little one. I like the dolls that are like in that like almost like preteen cute bubbly, because it's just like ooh adorable, like these girls.
Yeah, they are cute.
These are
Like them.
Isla dolls. They're like island, like fruit themed. So this the far one who's gothic is AF is blueberry. This one in the middle is kiwi, and this one is a recent release, which is floor. Bigger size. But I think the Volks one they're releasing, they're close to these little ones. They're like, I think that'd be 1/4 scale.
Right.
You like just adorable.
They are really cute. So one of those would be another.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm honestly not even ashamed to say that.
Never be ashamed to say what you want next. It's like, it's going to happen. It's always going to happen because we're doll collectors and we love to collect. So, unfortunately.
There is. Okay, wait. Now that I'm thinking about it, oh God, there's like a good another like 2 or 3. So, Bomb, the blueberry boy, right here. So he's from. I've never asked her outright. I've never asked them outright. If it's YB dolls or YB dolls, but it's like YBEE dolls, and they've been working on, they do a lot of updates on like the Instagram where you can put like your stories. I love watching that because it makes me fall in love with the dolls more, which is what happened with Bomb. Literally watched the boy be sculpted in real time. It was so cool. There's a new doll that they've released named Nora, who is just like, I think probably like yay tall. UB Dolls really likes playing with different, like either real skin tone ranges to like fantasy ranges. I love the fantasy, and I love like diversity in my dolls. So it's like I've always wanted, I don't know, just like a cute like red or like a pink. I really like pink. I just really want a pink doll.
Yeah, that would be cute.
Probably,
they are quite cute. I do quite like the little bear. He's quite cute. Yeah, of course, it'd be nice to get them in lots of different colours.
Yes, it would.
Awesome. Right, Michael, so we have come to the end of the interview, but I really appreciate you taking part. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to add, or anything you'd like to say to other male doll collectors out there to finish off the interview?
I think specifically to other like male doll collectors, don't get tied up in the stigma of like what you like should or shouldn't be doing as a dude guy person. Whether you are femme AF like me, or if you are like macho man, like bros like hunting, shooting, fishing. If you like dolls, if you like things that inspire your creative outlet, just steer into the skid of what makes you happy. You are the way you are for a reason. I like firmly believe that we're all put here for some specific purpose, even if the world outside of our homes is like a little bit darker, a little bit drearier every day. Find the spark that brings light into your life and then share it with others.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Michael. Yeah, no, that makes lots of sense. Thank you so much for taking part. And thank you very much.
Totally. I hope you have an awesome day.
Thank you. Thank you.